Hi and welcome to this Premier Training revision video which follows on from our earlier videos covering contribution and break-even analysis and margin of safety. In this video we're going to develop the formula for calculating the break-even point. This will enable us to calculate the level of sales required not only to break even but to make a required level of profit. We saw earlier that the break-even point is calculated by dividing the fixed costs of the organisation by the contribution per unit. If you're unsure about this, you should take the opportunity to revise this key formula again. Of course, businesses don't always want to simply break even. They want to make a profit. Therefore, it isn't sufficient just to sell enough units to break even, which is zero profit. We need to sell enough units so that the contribution made covers both the fixed costs and the desired level of profits. Therefore, the formula for calculating the desired level of output is fixed costs plus required profit divided by the contribution per unit. You can see this is identical to the break-even formula, but with the required profit included in the top line as well. Let's recap on the graph from the previous video and see that whereas the break-even point is the required level of sales where the profit is zero, the target profit point, shown here by a question mark, will be further to the right of the graph, as it will clearly require a higher level of sales to be made. And here are the two formulae again, extremely similar for both break-even and target profit. In the example of Fluffy Toys Limited, we calculated in the previous video that the break-even point was 500 units. However, if we want to make £2,000 profit per month, we will need to sell enough toys so that we don't just cover the fixed costs, but the required profit as well. The fixed costs were £5,000, so we now need to cover £5,000 plus £2,000, which is £7,000. Remember that the contribution per unit was £10. Every toy sells for 20, but has a variable cost of 10, meaning the contribution per unit is also £10. So taking the £7,000 and dividing this by the contribution per unit, this gives us a target level of sales of 700 units. If we achieved this level of sales, the turnover would be 700 units times £20, which is £14,000. Covering our variable costs of £7,000 leaves us with another £7,000 contribution. We have fixed costs of £5,000, which then leaves us with a profit of £2,000, which is exactly what was required. If you understand how to calculate the break-even point, it's a natural development to use a very similar technique to calculate the level of output required to reach a target profit. Hopefully this video has helped you understand the key points a little better. Thanks for watching.